Let's go coast to coast, Art Bell style tonight. Hey, how you doing? So I was thinking about a lot of radio stuff, and the one thing that occurred to me was, man, I don't know if anyone out there remembers Coast to Coast with Art Bell, right? For a while, it was Paranormal Coast to Coast. He was politics way in the beginning, but he interviewed everybody from like Willie Nelson and like Linda Ronstadt to like conspiracy theorists and UFO enthusiasts and all this, and everything in between. Political guys, like he was really across the board. Like he had like guys like Billy Bob Thornton on, just wide across. But what I remember is because we would work nights, and I knew I had a buddy of mine who loved to listen to Art Bell because he was always up at night and he was listening to Art Bell. So I'd play it, and as I started listening to it, I quite enjoyed it because as you might have noticed, we like things maybe a little on the otherworldly over here. But he would talk to everyone, like I said, about paranormal. Like with just off the top of my head, I remember Mel's Hole. No, it's not a '70s porno. It is this guy Mel who on his property had this hole to like nowhere. It was like, and they would throw stuff down. Nothing would happen. It would just keep falling. Right? They've done all sorts of. I think it's sectioned off now. I think the government has that land, if you believe in all that kind of stuff. But he would call and talk about this stuff on a regular basis. And then there was the time traveler who would call like years apart, right? And be like, and talk about things that were going to happen and all these sorts of things and how he was jumping through time. And Art Bell called it absolute entertainment. And he did not treat anybody like they were maybe a few sandwiches short of a picnic type deal. Or that they were foolish or that they were, anything like that. He treated it as a serious matter. And that's what I remember most because it was intriguing. Because you'd hear this guy talking to this person who, you might think it's bizarre, but just the way the conversation goes, it's like, okay, explain this to me. Right? Obviously, there's some influence there, I think. But I find it interesting. Coast to Coast Art Bell. He's since moved on to the next world, so maybe he'll call in or something like that sometime. But you should really check that out. They got him on YouTube. They have him on, like different radios or satellite stuff or streaming, however you want to call it. Man, the time traveler one, I found that kind of interesting, right? And he didn't screen any of his calls either until I think it was like 2006. So he would be like, when you see like Larry King, Houston, right? We know that's already screened, but no, he would actually do that. Art Bell, go check it out. Give me a follow if you stayed this long.